Hello, graduates. I'm grateful for the chance to speak with you today during the time that would have been your commencement week. Special moments you anticipated and earned were lost. Final sports seasons, your last clinical rotations, award ceremonies, and the infamous campus fountain rung among them. You might be feeling pressure. I know I would be. I also want you to know that SLU is working hard to support you as you transition to this next phase of life. We realize that you may be struggling in a world dramatically different from what the norm has been. But think about it. Your generation has faced a number of adversities, from the 2008 Great Recession to concerns about climate and scarcity. And while I wish this were not the case for you, I could not be more confident and relieved that you are the ones who will steward our planet in the future. Each of you arrived at SLU with greatness already within you. St. Louis University helped you see how you can use your gifts to improve the lives of those around you. It is no secret that younger generations have been criticized for not knowing how to connect with others in person, and that you can only communicate digitally, which doesn't seem like much of a drawback now, does it? Here is what I need you to know. You are joining a Billiken family like no other. As you move forward, surround yourself with hopeful and supportive people. Treat them well. Develop deep friendships. Find a great partner. And until you find one, get a loyal and loving rescue pet. Your success and psychological well-being is heavily dependent on your willingness to embrace and be embraced by your communities. We cannot and should not walk this path alone. Our world needs people who are rooted in their story of worthiness, who are strengthened by a higher purpose, serving a greater good, and who are empowered by the Jesuit spirit of seeing God in all things. Now is not the time to harbor your gifts. As servants of our mission, you are given a great responsibility. You have been taught to be judicious about acquiring information and to be accurate in your portrayal of various histories. You are obligated to recognize the inherent human dignity of each person and each story. You know that knowledge is powerful. It requires action. Apathy is negligent. When you hear stories of suffering, you have an obligation to act. When incorrect stories are told to rationalize morally unjust decisions, you have an obligation to correct the narrative. When the stories of those who are most at risk are silenced, you have an obligation to elevate those stories, using the access to institutions and platforms that your position grants you. Find solidarity with those who join you. Break a few eggs. Lead with empathy, compassion, and vulnerability. Respond to vitriol with grace. Listen to the whispers, shouts, and stories of those around you. In them, you will hear the voice of God. They may see potential in you that you might not yet see in yourself. Commence the journey, committed to enjoying each unanticipated twist, turn, and chapter along the way. Graduates, for years you have been told that you are the future, but you know you must be more. You must be resilient, contemplative actors who, in the face of hatred, overflow with love. You must use your education to critique injustice, fight for the rights of the disadvantaged, and relentlessly strive to ensure dignity for all. Billikens, you are our present, and that is a gift the world cannot do without. We are forever one SLU.